guys, welcome back. Now I know a few people will always say that they're off on a spontaneous trip, but this really is spontaneous. I got a notification yesterday afternoon about my time for my pole clinic. A pole clinic I completely forgot that I paid and entered. So, yes, we are off for a lesson with John Rogers at Rockbaston. It's the venue that's only like 10 minutes down the road from me, which I'm excited about. Dublin really enjoys them, and I enjoy them, to be fair. So I'm just changing over my bits, though, because if you'd seen the previous lessons, doing the canter poles, Dublin finds it so overexciting. It's probably, she used to love her jumping work. She just loves poles and jumps and stuff. And I can never really master the canter work like I need to, because the snaff, I just can't hold it. I am not strong enough. My core is rubbish. I need to improve it. So I thought I will go in my show bridle. It's good to school in it anyway. I don't get to school much at home. And yeah, it's gonna have a little bit more breaks, see if I can actually master the exercise rather than just trying to master not being taken off with. So that is the aim of today. So I'm just changing that over. I've brought Dubs in, she's having a nap, and I have washed her tail because it was disgusting. Of course, didn't know I was going until I got home late last night, so yeah, she was minging. Anyway, I'm going to show you my Tack locker because I have decided that I am now not going to be transporting my saddle in here anymore. It just, you saw I was bungeeing it down. It just kept falling off, and you know what, actually it got a little bit scratched last time we went to the beach. So I've changed it in here a bit, and the saddle pads that were taking up quite a bit of room in the front are now going to live there. I'm still keeping the treat box and the little chest of jaw thingies that I've got, my stool, and then my nice bridles live in here, but I am just going to take her sort of normal hacking one, but it's just got the bigger bit on, and then I shall put her boots there. So it's just, it sort of makes that space just a little bit better. And then just for context, this is the front. So my saddle will always travel there now, basically. It doesn't fall off, it's quite safe there. I've got my boots, I'm gonna use my other hat. This mug will need to go away, otherwise it will fall off. So that is all in there. Brad is coming to film, so there's plenty of snacks and some drinks for him. So that is the front. I've got my massage pad, which I really need to remember to actually put on her. Also, I don't know if this is like really obvious, but this was just a bar. Will that move? No, I've got them on there really tight, but that was just a solid bar. It's the part of the partition, and these spare travel boots I had in my black box, just because I hate traveling without boots on her, because she does stand on herself. But to make space in said box, I wrapped them around the bar because I've always been a bit worried about her whacking her head on it, but now it's nice and cushioned. But I shall take you up to see Dubs. I'm just going to drop my water bowser off because I need to fill that up. So here's the Queen. Hi, girlie. You chilling? We have got about 45 minutes before we need to leave, so you are going to have a little bit of a nap. I did bring her in for some haylage, but she'll you're gonna have a nap, aren't you? You don't even want to come and say hi. So, something that I have never done before, and probably should have. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see that like I did an awful lot of work with Derby House, and that is because I've been buying with them for 17 years, basically. It was the only rug brand that fit Dublin. I liked their clothing, I liked their rugs, I liked the fact that everything pretty much turned up the next day. And then the other brand that I kind of use is like Equiboodle. You'll have seen these vixens 100 times. So I actually was incredibly sad to learn that Derby House went bust. They are no more. which is really sad. It's a huge relationship I'd built up with the girls that worked there. We'd obviously had the odd photo shoot, as you know, I've done videos on it before. So I really was gutted. I love their jumpers, I love their leggings, I love their riding tights, I love the rugs. I could go on. So I was gutted. Vic from equiboodle I've spoken to for, well, I think since COVID. And we'd sort of spoken on Instagram in a non-business capacity, just sort of like a bit more on a friend basis. But then she did say, would I be interested in receiving an outfit from her new summer fun collection? Now, I was flattered because she only really works with like Abby Lyle and like big people. So I was literally like, oh my God. Yes, absolutely. Not gonna turn that down. So she sent me these. They are riding tights with belt loops, people. Belt loops. Knee grip. Phone pocket. Someone finally did it, you know? Someone finally did it. Derby House did do knee grip jumpers, but then if they did full seat jumpers, you pretty much stuck to the saddle and you were not going anywhere. So they were brilliant, but sometimes a knee grip is kind of all I want. And it's just the phone pocket, and it's an easy phone pocket. My big ass phone fits in there, no problem. It's not coming out when I jump. Oh, praise the Lord. She's also sent me a jumper because she recently launched, take my keys out my pocket, she launched a stratum design, which is left over from other collections, and I'm not stripping, don't worry. It is this layered kind of pattern. And I said to her like, oh my God, please put that on a 3/4 zip. So she did. And then she named it after me. What? Yeah, anyway, normally when I get a gifted item and it's not like a paid promotion, I don't massively talk about it, but I am so obsessed with these leggings that I am actually going to talk about it. I'm not paid to do it. I'm not going to win Influencer of the Year over this. Literally squatting over a table, but I love that. I mean, my shirt's very, very badly tucked in, so, you know, that ruffles. That's my t-shirt, but just over the moon. But yeah, I thought I would tell you, but also tell you that unfortunately Derby House is no more, which I am actually genuinely really sad about. So yeah, it's a massive shame because you know I love them. But rambling over, I do need to now go and get Dublin ready. Let's go, baby girl! Now, I forgot your camera, so please don't go making any banging noises and freak me out because I cannot see you. I left it at home, which is an idiot. Oh, drop the rope. Right. Scooch your bum round. Scoochy scooch. Now, are these pads in your way? Oh no, that's better. I like it. That makes me feel a little bit better. Got some protection, haven't you? Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that. Right. I will see you in literally 10 minutes. So, hello guys. Yes, it is another pole lesson, and I haven't vlogged one of these for a while, and I think some of you quite like a lesson vlog. So here we are. This is John Rogers. He does these pole clinics and jumping clinics at the venue literally 10 minutes down the road from me. So it is brilliant. Anyway, I've learned from the past, get in and get warming up straight away because we crack on with the exercises pretty quickly. Now, this day we had 5 poles on a curve this end, we had 5 poles on a curve the other end, but those were raised, and we had these crosses in the middle. And he said today's exercises were all about suppleness. So we were trotting over just one set of the poles at each end, and then going over the poles at the other end, just kind of establishing where everyone's weak points were. And then Dublin does that. Like, what? She just assumed all of a sudden, we've been over them loads, and then she was like, oh, I can't cope, can't do it. So whatever happens in her little brain, I have no idea. Probably my fault. We all know it's going to be my fault. But yeah. We then started linking them together in a figure of 8, and you had to make a walk transition over the centre line and then pop back up into trot and over the next set of poles. Now, I was in a group with 2 youngsters, so they were doing very, very well at all this. She was the oldest there, but I like to do a little bit less, and John knows that, so he pops her in with either the babies or a group of quite oldies so that she gets a few breaks. We then realise that she has to kind of use the poles slightly on the inside to make them that little bit shorter. She does sort of struggle to take the longer, bigger strides, and once I started doing that, she was coping a lot better unless I drifted out, and then that's really where it highlighted when it went wrong. So like there, I drifted out and all of a sudden she's like, oh, the pacing's changed, and that's when I would get those little mistakes. So yeah, an exercise as simple as 5 poles on a curve is fascinating at how it really helps you, and of course it's the whole keeping them straight over a curving line. We then popped onto this exercise, which is a cross of poles on the floor. You had to make a 20-metre circle around the outside, and then the terminology he used basically was squash your circle, think 10 metre, curve round and trot over each pole, and then going back out onto your 20-metre circle, squash it again, and then curve round and go over your pole. And we did that a few times, and then once you'd done all 4 poles, you'd then go up into canter and canter a circle 20 metres around the outside before repeating it. Now, this was the first canter exercise we did, so she was quite stiff. I didn't get a lot of chance to do any canter warm-up, so she's always a little bit stiffer. Once she's had a good canter on each rein, she feels amazing again, but this was our first one, so I cheated and let her go a little bit bigger than the 20 metres when John wasn't watching. But again, this simple exercise was so good for making you notice if you allow your horses to drift or if you allow them to fully fall out through the shoulder. So I was really, really pleased with it. My canter transition there wasn't very good. I didn't really set her up very well, but John was like, come on, you're slow, let's go. So I was up into canter and cheating. He wasn't looking, so I was going bigger than 20 metres, and I think he spoiled me that time. We then changed rein and we actually did it in canter. Now, Dublin immediately gets stronger when you're doing canter pole work. So this was hard to turn her because she just was excited. But we just had to pick the poles in any order. We didn't have to go around them in a certain thing. You just had to canter your 20-metre circle, and then, as he said, squash your circle again and move it over so that you end up going over one of the poles. And I mean, for the youngsters, he was like, I'll be happy if you just get over like one. With Dublin, again, he was like, just see how much of it you can do. Again, I cheated and did not stick to 20 metres because she just gets really strong and sets herself, and I needed to go away and kind of like re-establish my canter. I'm leaning back so much, my core aches this morning. So yeah, she just found this fun, so I just kind of let her have a good little play, changed the rein onto the other rein, and she just loved it. And I like watching this back because I remember how happy she felt at doing this exercise. I definitely need to practice this. The girls and I are going to come back and hire the arena. I messed up that one. I did not set my canter up before coming into the pole. That really was a stupid thing to do. A little bit stiff there, so she's struggling on the bend, but we'll give it to her. She's 23, bless her, and I don't do this often. But yeah, the girls have said that we might hire the arena and come and have a little practice in between sessions. The others don't have an arena, and it's just one of those things, isn't it? Practice makes perfect. You need to keep doing it, repetition, and we don't get the chance. So for some reason I really could not get that pole either, but John actually was more focused on me having a bigger canter, and I think because I know she struggles and I was making tighter turns, I was trying to actually like collect her more. So here he was saying big canter, out the saddle, big canter, then come into a pole, to which I completely killed it because I really like half halted to try and get round that bend because I had this huge canter and I killed it. So he's like, big canter, and then I had to come around and do the one where he was stood. But I was struggling. I really was actually struggling with the whole concept of having this huge canter and then whipping her around. I'm too precious with her, and Katie Carter has told me I'm too precious with her. So I do need to get a little bit better. But finally, we were done and she had a good stretch off. But she enjoyed that. I then made the mistake of thinking we were finished. When the last girl was having her go, we called off. And John said, no, we've got to do the last exercise to make sure that the suppleness has actually been achieved. So go into the first exercise again, the figure of 8. My head wasn't in it, her head wasn't in it, and that happened. And oh my god, I felt awful. But I wasn't in the zone. And then of course I was panicking about her leg. John knew what had happened with her leg, so he was actually able to be like, no, she's fine, she's sound, come again. She was a bit iffy, but yeah, I think I'm in my head we'd finished, and that was my fault.
Hello. How'd you feel that went?
Hard. It was hard,
Yeah.
and I was saying to John at the end that I'm used to her schooling like she did when she was 12, 13, 14, when she was jumping big workers tracks and felt incredible. Whereas now that we don't school as often and she's older, she's obviously stiffer. Hey, that's okay. You were very good. You were very good. You were very good. I obviously would have done a voiceover over that, but oh my word. Oh. Hey. She's such a good girl. We are back. Oh my god. I mean, Jesus, you're gonna see her in there, it's dark. I'm gonna wait, sorry. Yeah, I would have explained everything in the voiceover, but it all does stem down to we just need to do more, and unfortunately our school doesn't really allow for me to work her really hard. It's just that little bit too small for her. But we were saying about how it's expensive to keep hiring arenas, and the girls I was in the lesson with all said that actually because we're so close, we will set up a little group chat and do some arena hires together to make it a bit cheaper. But now that one of Jordan's is back in action, hopefully she'll want to do some arena hires. And we can go out and do more, because ultimately that's what we need to do, and I need to do it. I'm not schooling fit and I don't ride as well, and I know that is the problem. But anyway, that was good fun, and hopefully the July date I can do, because I couldn't do the May date, so we've missed one, and then we can get back out and keep practicing. But yeah, got some exciting shows coming up now. We've booked onto a few county shows, so I guess we will see you next time. Bye guys.